What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We in this bitch with a stacked episode. We about to talk some boxing for y'all boys. Recapping the Joe Smith versus Zerto fight. Recapping Lee Wood getting the crazy win. Then we're gonna make some picks. Janibek fight week. Tszyu versus Mendoza fight week. And even the great KSI versus who's he for? Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury.
Yeah, and then Dillion Danis versus Logan Paul, which is getting a little spicy and it's up in the air. But as always, go down, like, and subscribe. Comment your thoughts on each of the fights I just talked. Or give us your picks for this weekend or your bets. I love to hear them. I'm Paul Pick 'em Win 'em, and I'm joined with.
What's going on, boys? It's Marcus Primetime Penley.
It's your boy Southpaw Run Boxing, aka Gator Boy.
All right, boys. We got to start with the recaps. We got to jump right over to across the pond. That boy Lee Wood retains his belt against Josh Warrington, which all accounts that I'm seeing right now, Warrington was up on all the cards. He was putting hands on Lee Wood. It was getting close to maybe he might even get a stoppage, and then bam, that boy Lee Wood lands the left hook. It's a different fucking universe. He's walking out of there still champion and showing that he probably got the biggest nut sacks on that fucking UK island over there.
That boy different, bro. For him to do this again, bro, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, man? Like, this boy is just like straight out of a Rocky movie or something. Like, he's gonna get beat up. He's like, nah, fuck that, man. We still in this bitch. We gonna take this. That shit is crazy. He really be blowing my mind with this. And
We would have
I mean,
dog.
he's gonna have a short boxing life just because he's taking all these like wars, this damage. But man, that's one hell of a fighter, bro. Entertaining as hell.
We would have dog, man.
Big nuts on that dog. But I think Eddie Hearn said he was the greatest UK boxer, or I don't know if he said the greatest UK boxer ever, or if he said the best featherweight UK boxer ever.
But he better have said featherweight. There's no way he said the greatest UK fighter.
It's fucking Eddie Hearn, bro. He'll say whatever he got to say to sell it, bro.
That would be insane.
It had to be at featherweight because I think he's ranked number one in the world at featherweight now.
Yeah, but my boy Robeisy Ramirez, he called him out. He said, I respect everything you're doing, but just know I am still the best featherweight.
That shit crazy, man.
Yeah, I would have Robeisy. I would have Robeisy in the match.
Facts. I didn't know he called him out for real. I didn't see that.
Yeah, but I hope they say that fight. But that's two different networks. I don't know if they're gonna collab like that.
Where is he?
He was top ranked.
Yeah, top.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think really top.
He were all the Olympians.
They don't really mess with each other too much, like Matchroom and Top Rank.
They never make cross boxing events.
It's also because of DAZN, since Matchroom got their own little program or network, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah,
that'd be a good fight, though.
Where were we though? What were y'all just talking about?
We're talking about the potential Robeisy and Leon Wood matchup, but the promoters might get in the way of that.
Oh yeah, they're both on. I think they both fight on DAZN. No, Robeisy right on Top Rank, I believe, actually.
Top Rank, yep.
Yeah, we were just saying that we don't really see them boys collabing too much.
That's where all the Olympians go with Top Rank.
Yeah,
that's where everyone goes.
Man, it would be a nice fight to watch, but y'all probably right. And I'm pretty sure Lee Wood, he's got Eddie Hearn in his back pocket, so I'm pretty sure he'll just keep fighting across the pond. He finds some UK-based opponents because he got a massive fan base over there.
I was about to say, he's got to have a big-ass fan base over there. That boy's a dog.
And then our other fight, which was a dog fight, we saw my boy Gilberto Zerto Ramirez get the dub against Joe Smith Jr. in decision and went all the way to the cards. Some people are saying the greatest cruiserweight fight in a long time. And honestly, we forgot to even bring up the fact that they're both moving up to cruiserweight for this fight. They both kind of ran out of what they could do at light heavyweight. They need to go to cruiserweight. It's wide open there right now. Joe Smith didn't look bad. I gotta say that much. That much I was dogging him. Joe Smith did not look bad. Like Zerto definitely won the exchanges and won the fight, but like Joe Smith wasn't in there like just taking punishment. Like he was in there putting on a fight himself, and I was actually thinking, I was like, fuck, he might land a big shot late. Like like that kept me watching. Was like he could land the shot. Like if he this continues the way it's going, he could land a shot and just wobble him or stun him, something to change the whole fight. It never happened, but it was on the table.
Right.
Yeah, this was a slug. Yeah, this was a slug fest. But yeah, Joe Smith came to fight. But unfortunately, that's not. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to. He had to do a little bit more, and Zero was just getting the best of him, especially on the inside.
So let me ask you boys this: where the fuck does Zerto go from here? Because like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where does he go from here? What about Joe? Like, where does Joe go from here? Did he put enough, like, a good enough performance to maybe get another big fight or some shit, or is it kind of the end of the road for him?
They might be the two biggest at cruiserweight, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zero's an awkward position because the weight got too hard for him to make 175, but there's really no one in at cruiserweight, so he'd be way too small for heavyweight. So I don't know where they go from there.
Badu Jack is Zerto's next fight. Like if Zerto felt comfortable, I feel like I could see him going straight into a title fight after the Joe Smith win.
I mean, he might as well, because what are you really gonna do up there?
And if he can hold it down, and then who knows, Joe Smith Jr. could go fight. I mean, I wouldn't mind Joe Smith Jr. fighting the what's the old boy? I always love calling him Popeye the Sailor, like someone along those lines, where it's like some not a champion guy, but like still top 10. He's still in the top 15 rankings. It's gonna be on like the undercard of some nice stacked card. And he'll still be relevant. Like he'll still be around.
That sucked, man. Cruiserweight's dead.
Super dead.
And they need my boy
Jake Paul keeping it alive.
I would say we talked about this last year. I was like, bro, do you not see if Jake Paul was to come into boxing for real, go to cruiserweight, fight a Joe Smith who could be 40 years old with a cruiserweight?
Bro, my dog is 26 years old, man. He takes this sport serious, keep grinding, and start actually getting these like pro fights in, like real pro boxers in, bro. He could do it, especially in cruiserweight.
Actually, Joe Smith Jr., his next thing.
I'm a big Jake Paul fan. I don't know about that one, man.
Joe Smith Jr. is going to be the backup fighters for like Logan Paul and shit in the future.
Shout out my dog Joe, man. Put on a performance. Got that check at least.
But how much y'all think? I didn't see the numbers, but like I know you asked it, but like now that it's post fight week, what do y'all think the numbers were? Do you think this thing hit 150K or like 250? Like where roughly?
What numbers?
For the like whenever they're streaming on Top Rank, like who was actually tuned in for this fight?
Couldn't tell you, man.
Because there's no way like 200. Because like Teofimo fights on Top Rank that are even non-pay-per-view, like they go like 400 and then they spike at like 600,000. Like there's no way.
Teo? I thought Teo's hit higher than that before.
He has, but like maybe whenever he fought Josh Taylor. No, wasn't that pay-per-view though?
Nah, I don't think. Oh no, that one I think might have been pay-per-view.
Yeah, that one.
I think the Lomachenko one I think peaked.
That was over $1 million. Yeah, that one fight was over $1 million.
No, but I'm saying whenever he was fighting, like who was the guy? Who was the guy he fought right before Josh Taylor? And it was like
the Southpaw Sandor Martin.
Sandor Martin, him, and then the fight before that also was like also in like the small MSG garden, like in the Hulu theater. They both. Like, I remember whenever after we talked it, I was like I had to pull up the numbers, and it was like it was pulling in like 400,000 like views through. I mean, I'm pretty sure other people are streaming other ways. Don't get me wrong, but like ESPN was reporting like 400, peaked at like 510 or something. So it wasn't. So I'm just like comparing that like a Teofimo fight to like these two boys. Like, there's no way these guys got more than 100,000, 100. I mean, unless you were just leaving the channel on.
I didn't know those numbers came out. Crazy. I don't believe it.
Ugh. But all right, enough of the past. We got 3 cards to talk. Do y'all want to start with the fun card? Do y'all want to save that one towards the end?
Low key towards the end.
All right. We'll save the KSI Tommy Fury card towards the end. We'll get into the real not pay-per-view, but real boxing matches. Janibek is taking on to Unify at 160. He's taking on Vincenzo Gallinari. I don't know. Old boy's never fought outside of Germany. He's a hometown fighter. Is a champion though at 160. His only relative win is over Falco because Falco didn't want to fight Triple G and he was just gonna wait out Triple G and he'll fight an easy champion. And then when he got offered to fight Vincenzo, he actually was like, yeah, this would be an easy fight. He takes it and then he actually ends up losing. It was a dirty fight, but like he ends up losing that fight. And now we got Vincenzo Gallinari out of Germany taking on our boy Janibek, who I already think is the best 160 fighter on the planet. I know my boy Gator is going to co-sign that one.
Oh, yeah.
This should just be a slaughter, in my opinion.
Quick knockout for him. I think this is a quick knockout. Get him another fight out there. It's going to look good. He's going to call out a champion. Hopefully the champion's man up and take the fight with him. But until then he's gonna keep getting avoided.
Facts, man. I see the same shit for real. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he moved up to 168, was the WBO champion. By their rules, he became the mandatory for Boo Boo. Boo Boo, as everyone knows, said nah, and then moved up out of division. So he never got to really fight anyone of high caliber. And he still has. I mean, yeah, he's unified. It's crazy because like people are ragdolling him for this fight, like, oh, like you're fighting a fucking nobody, da 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 da. But Charlo what the fuck is Charlo doing? Like he's not doing anything.
He hasn't even fought in 2 years.
Yeah, like he's not doing anything. And then like Lee Wood is like doing like. I think Lee Wood and him were supposed to fight sometime last year, and that fight ended up like not coming through. There's like all the Chris Eubank Jr. still wants to fight Conor Benn. Like some of these guys at 160 that people would say are a true test of skill. They got their own fucking. They don't want to fight him, like for whatever reason it is, and I think it's because they know he's great amateur background, comes out of Kazakhstan. We know about the Kazakh style in the amateurs. Like he got popped too, which is like we wanted to see Triple G versus him. That's not going to happen. Triple G's on his way out. He's going to retire or take one last hometown fight and say goodbye. It's not going to be against Janibek. Like, it's not his fault that this is a wasteland division right now. This is the only thing he can do is go unify, and that's what he's doing. He's like, okay, you're a bum. I'll take your belt. Next guy, take his belt. And maybe one day Charlo will be ready. Maybe one day Charlo would get stripped. Who knows?
Maybe.
I thought he did get stripped. Nah. Or did they not officially do it?
Oh, they're standing.
They didn't officially do it.
Damn.
Yeah, they're standing with him because you know he pays good he pays the good sanctioning fees, so they're keeping him.
That's crazy.
And he's only a minus. I mean, I say this because it's boxing. Like I think it was like minus 750 favorite for Janibek, where I thought this was gonna be like a minus 2,000 type of deal. So like the fact it's so close, I'm putting down like all my parlays this weekend. Then Then we got fucking also on the same card, co-main event. Your boy Keyshawn Davis is the co-main event against Nahir Albright. Just a 10-round fight for Keyshawn, isn't it? Is this his first 10-rounder?
I think no. I think his last one was 10 rounds. I think his last one was 10 rounds. Hey man, my dog's coming, bro. And Frank looked like he spooked. What it was his eyes only on Keyshawn, man. Look a little weird from Frank's side. Hey, but Key's gonna show out today, man. Show up, not today, this weekend. He's gonna show up, show out, bro. You know what it is, man. He's gonna have to put people on notice. He's gonna have to put Frank on notice. Like, where you at, bro?
Oh, well, I have a question. Who do you think's gonna get into it? Like, who's gonna get into a real fight first? Like a fight against like a contender or someone like worth fighting.
Out of who?
Out of Kermil and Keyshawn.
Who the hell did Carmel say he wanted to fight next? He said he want. I know he's fighting on the Boo Boo card. I think the Boo Boo Benavidez card. Oh no, I don't know. He said he wanted to fight somebody next.
The thing about Keyshawn is his weight.
Like, damn.
His weight class with Keyshawn's kind of tough because the people around him. I feel like it's gonna be kind of clogged up for a little bit.
Keyshawn though, because if Floyd has,
I feel like Keyshawn, because I mean he's already what 11 fight or how many fights is he in now?
9-0.
Okay.
Yeah, this be his 10th fight.
So he's at 10, so like maybe around I don't even really know, bro. 15 maybe? I don't know.
I think Keyshawn would get it. I think eventually the Frank Martin fight actually comes to fruition in the next 2 fights.
The Frank Martin fight's coming. Now that he ain't want to fight before, that shit's coming now for sure. Cause it's gonna end up just turning into like a #1 contender type deal.
Maybe we get we see Keyshawn take on our boy Andy Cruz.
Nah, they ain't ready for that. I mean, Andy probably
ready for it. Active?
He's not yet.
Him, bro. Like I know he just got like everything settled. I think he's in America training or something. He's in a different country training, not in Cuba.
Probably working, but he's still got to go through the ranks of. Has he even signed? I don't even know if anyone's even signed him.
I don't know either, to be honest.
I mean, shit. I don't know, man. Shout out Keyshawn. I want to see my boy put on a performance. Kind of want to see maybe a better performance than last time, but shit, man, I'm looking for this boy to really take the next step. But you know what it is. It's usually these beginning fights. It's hard to really judge off them, but you just gotta see him improve, really.
And not here, Albright's not bad. I mean, he was knocking off. I think he was like 17-1 or 16-1, or no, like 13-1, 14-1, and then he got a loss to Jermaine Ortiz. And now he's like 2-fight win after that. So like this is honestly Keyshawn's best fight to date on paper.
Right.
Albright isn't like no world beater, but he's definitely like country level. Like he could go win like the North American belt type shit. Like he's not like he's gonna be up on there and then he'll lose once it comes to the real belt.
He's a good vet.
Yeah, very solid vet. Gonna be a good test for Keyshawn. I hope he looks good too, just because I do want to see that Frank Martin versus him. Like I said, I think 2 or 3 fights from now, it's only going to make more sense because everyone else in the top, like once we see the upper guys fight each other, which it sounds like it might happen, then I think we'll see some of the lower guys feel that.
Once Keyshawn gets out of that, like, I'm not saying like he is an amateur, but like once he gets more comfortable in the pro ranks, bro. And that dog starts coming out, and that when he gets a little bit filled out more, bro, and that inner Bud Crawford start coming out, bro, he gonna be different, bro. It's just right now I feel like he's still like transitioning into the pro style, and like he's still like he's working. And I don't know. I feel like he's gonna turn up soon, bro. Yeah. And he's gonna put people.
The talent's definitely there. The talent's definitely there, and he does have a big mouth, but he's supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he do got a big mouth.
Who's the best prospect on this card? Keyshawn Davis, Richard Torres Jr., Duke Reagan.
I kind of want to say Richard Torres, but I'm gonna give it. Keyshawn has the best talent. He has the best talent.
I mean, Richard. That's the heavyweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has the best chance to. I mean, I'm not gonna say the best chance, but he could make noise because we don't got a lot of American heavyweights, so he could make noise in his realm. But Keyshawn's definitely the best prospect on that list. That's not a question. If we talk about prospects,
definitely. He has the most talent, most skilled.
Facts.
No love for that boy Duke Reagan, who's 8-0.
He's nice, bro. Duke's nice. I didn't want to do him like that, but you putting him up against Key, man. The businessman, you know what he be saying.
All right, and this fight's going down in Texas. Out of all places, Janibek's taking on Gualtieri in Texas. Gualtieri's first fight outside of Germany. Again, are we all on the KO?
For who?
Janibek KO.
Yeah, definitely. Early stoppage. Early
stoppage. All right. And then let's see. On to our next fight. We're going all the way to Australia. Got Tszyu, newly crowned champion, Since Charlo took the fight with Canelo, he relinquished WBC belt. Tim Tszyu, newly crowned WBC champ. He's going back home to Australia, where he's taking on Brian Mendoza, who's coming off the knockout of Sebastian Fundora, three-piece combo, good night, fight over, and new interim champion. He rewrites his story because he was kind of getting written off after the Jesus Ramos loss. And so this is a fun fight. Close odds, minus 450 for that boy Tim Tszyu, plus 350 for that boy Brian Mendoza. Kind of close odds for boxing. How do y'all feel about this one?
It's actually a fun fight.
I'm going Big Tim. I'm going Big Tim. This is gonna be a war. Look,
yeah.
Tim fights aggressive. That's the thing. He fights aggressive.
I love his nickname, but I didn't know his nickname was the Soul Snatcher. I was like, oh, that's cold.
Yeah, boy, it's cold, bro. Boy, Tim be coming out with some demon intentions.
Fucking the Soul Snatcher. Like, I love the Brian Mendoza story, how he turned and rewrote his history, but Tim Tszyu's only gotten better. Only got every stepstone along the way. He where was it? Yeah, the Gasha fight, he gets knocked down in the first round. He gets back up, cleans the floor with Gasha, wins the fight. Then the next fight he honestly could have sat on his ranking and waited for a Charlo fight, which a lot of people would have done that. He was already the buzz of the division. Instead, he's a go give me Tony Harrison, knocks him out with a fucking nasty uppercut hook. And then he takes on Carlos Ocampa. Right after that, another just a high-level fighter, kind of older now, beat up by Earl Spence, moved up the weight class. Didn't look bad at the weight class until he ran into Tim Tszyu. So, like, every step along the way, other fighters would have just chilled out. Oh, I already got my fights in. I can wait for a title fight. Instead, this will be his third fight in 2023. Like, Brian Mendoza is also his third fight in 2023. So, like, they're both very active. Whoever is a very active fighter. Brian Mendoza coming off wins over Jason. What the fuck's his last name? Jason. Who the fuck's that former unified champ? Jason Rosario. Came off wins for him and Sebastian Fundora. So back-to-back big-time wins for old boy Brian Mendoza.
Rosario, that's that one. I remember him.
How do we see this one cracking here in Australia?
Hey, Loki, I think this is like a sweeper war. Like, it could be a war, but I think Tim's gonna come out on top, man. I think he's just too much of a dog, bro. I feel like, and he's gonna be looking for that Charlo fight, right? He still wants that, and
he's hungry, like really, truly, like a hungry boxer.
That's what I like about bro. Like he got that fucking anger, like that dog in him, bro. Like he just be like on some. But I mean, I'm pretty sure, is that how his pops fight? I don't know. I didn't really watch his pop, but that boy different, bro. I fuck with Tim, man. I think he's gonna put on a good performance, but I do think it's gonna be a little bit back and forth because bro's gonna bring it on Saturday. So I mean,
yeah, I think it's gonna be a slugfest.
Facts. Damn, but 3 fights each coming in 2023. That's dope, man. I fuck with that.
They're both hungry too.
Yeah, Mendoza, I fucked with his story so much. I remember coming up, I don't know if you remember, Mark, when we were going into the Fundora fight, we all love Fundora, but every recap, I would say, like, he's having these fucking wars. Like, Fundora's chin cannot withstand this if he fights on the inside. I mean, you're so big, fight from the outside. He loves to get on the inside. He takes punishment. He puts on shows for the fans. That's why everyone fucks with him. But his body, I mean, Brian Mendoza, 3-piece, and he couldn't get back on his feet. He was like he was like out of there. So like
he dropped his ass.
Yeah, like can Fundora bounce back like from that? Also, like that's a lot of punishment from these fights. Like, and he just happened to go against Brian Mendoza, who was in stride, ready to rewrite his story, caught his chin, dropped him. That's the difference between I think Tim Tszyu and Fundora is like Tim Tszyu is. Other than that knockdown that Gasha got, which was a knockdown, but it wasn't one of those like, oh, is he gonna get? It was one of he knocked him down. He was like, oh, I gotta stop fucking around. Got up on his feet and just mopped the floor with him like this, and just hasn't looked back since. And like, I don't think Brian Mendoza is gonna have that same that same thing. Like Tszyu's chin is gonna be like I think Mendoza can hit him as hard as he wants, and I think Tszyu is gonna be able to eat it and just counter punch and just work the body. And that's another thing he likes to do. He loves to work the body. And whenever he starts landing those body shots, this Mendoza's gonna start shutting down, I think.
Facts.
And this is also if he goes and fights Charlo next, which is that the only fight on the table for him, really?
I feel like maybe the Fundora fell out, kinda.
It's the only fight that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Because Fundora lost, but like
he got Tony Harrison out of division permanently. Thankfully.
Then Lubin coming off big win where he robbed them boys.
That shit, no robbery, but that is true. That is true.
Lube me up.
Lube him up. I feel like that's gonna be the one that ends up happening. I don't know what Charlo's got a massive payday. Like
I was about to say, Charlo's probably going.
Charlo already got mandated to fight someone though.
For real?
Yeah, he already got mandated to fight someone. I forgot who it was. It was not.
Is he gonna drop the belt, or is he gonna do it?
I mean, he should do it. He came off a big layoff, so I guess that's probably why they like mandated him right away because he didn't really take much damage.
Yeah,
in this
IBF
fight.
do orders overdue mandatory. Yeah, IBF rules overdue. Orders to face IBF mandatory Bakram Matsavelov.
Yeah, I'm not really sure who that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, it's IBF, and IBF stands on their rules. I'll give IBF that.
They stand. They ship him right away.